should have started it a minute ago, but that's okay. So welcome everyone. I was just sniffing my immune power, and saying that I feel like my immune system is in pretty good shape, but it doesn't hurt to beef it up when we can. So I'm ready to get started, and just one drop could change your life. My name is Tammy Modlik. I think everybody knows me. I've been with Young Living Essential Oils for 5 years, and pretty quickly we realized that essential oils were going to be a bigger part of our life as we looked at the toxins around our home. I didn't use a lot of candles, but occasionally, but those fragrances can sometimes be toxic. But cleaning products, beauty products, so we've converted all of those in our house to essential oil-based, chemical-free options. We diffuse instead of using homemade room sprays and candles. I either buy my body wash and face wash from Young Living, or in the past I made it myself. And there are things that I thought would be labor intensive, but they really aren't. And we've discovered that we can do so much with essential oils that it's really something that I think it's worth telling everybody about, and helping other people on their wellness journeys. So I'm going to get this out of the way right now. I'm not a medical professional, and I can't treat, diagnose, or cure, or recommend cures for you. The information you'll hear today is for educational purposes, only to keep healthy people well. Testimonials are fine, but I do have to be compliant. And just so you know, I am holding a script to help me keep on track because there's so much to share. So I was going to serve apples tonight because of the saying, an apple a day helps keep the doctor away. And I looked up the saying, and its original form came from a 1913 phrase that went, "Eat an apple on going to bed, and you'll keep the doctor from earning his bread." And while there's no scientific proof that an apple alone will keep the doctor away, it's an indication that nourishing our bodies with nutritious plant-based food is best for our bodies. And I did see an article where people who ate apples were able to avoid a pharmacist, meaning they were able to avoid prescription medicine. And it was something like, I don't know, 7% more people who ate apples were staying off of prescription medication, where others, the ones that weren't eating apples, didn't have quite the impact. So I wanted to also mention that not only eating plant-based foods, but what the animals eat. So we're eating meat from animals who aren't necessarily eating the best diets either. So we want to also look at what the animals are eating before we eat them, because we want them to be eating a natural diet too. But I digress. I'm gonna jump into the class. So we're here to talk about showing yourself a little love, which is based on 5 core things: protecting our bodies with God's greatest gifts from plants and natural things, cleaning our homes in support of healthy immune function, flooding our bodies with nutrients, avoiding toxins so we aren't compromising quality for beauty, and finding balance in our bodies by achieving homeostasis. Young Living is a huge multi-billion-dollar company that includes all of the following sub-brands, starting with Young Living essential oils. And the reason I say that is because I don't think Young Living is going away anytime soon. It's already been around for 25 plus years. You know, there's been bumps along the way, but Young Living has come out on top, and I am completely trusting of what they have to offer. I've seen the farms myself, or a farm myself. I hope to get to the other farms someday. So starting off with essential oils, singles, blends, and essential oil infused supplements for the first core principle, which is protecting our bodies with one ingredient made from the same thing plants use to defend themselves. So if you look at a bottle of lemon, one ingredient. If you look at a bottle of frankincense, it's got one ingredient. Now the blends, of course, have multiple ingredients, but they're all based on that one ingredient concept. Most of us have our starter kits and already understand the value and uses for essential oils, but they can replace your entire medicine cabinet if you let them, keep you out of the middle aisles of the grocery store, and provide inspiration for a more clean and healthy lifestyle overall. We can use them topically by diffusing them or by ingesting vitality oils. I drink oil in my water every single day, all the time. So Thieves is the second, or helps to fulfill the second principle of cleaning our houses with non-toxic things that don't contain endocrine disrupting chemicals. Our household cleaners, toothpaste, mouthwash, hand sanitizer, laundry and dishwasher detergent, things all over our house. And if we were at my house, you would see on my dining room table that all of these are set out. I don't know if I can flip my camera around or not. But the third principle is flooding our body with nutrients. And that's where the Ninja Red comes in. It floods our body with nutrients and supplements our diet, since our foods aren't as good as they used to be. And there are so many other choices out there. So with Ninja Red, you get balanced ingredients. It's a whole body nutrient infusion for health and wellness support. I know I've been drinking more here lately. Energizing and energy support. It supports normal cellular function, contains powerful ingredients that are involved in many natural antioxidant processes, supports good health and overall wellness, supports normal eye health. And as you can see, I'm sporting my blue light glasses. I'm giving them a try because I do tend to be on my computer in the evening a lot, and sometimes on my phone, and it's best to let your eyes rest from the blue light in the evening and before you're going to bed. Back to Ninja Red. It delivers citrus essentials containing D-limonene, which is a powerful component in citrus oils. So citrus oils are good for detoxing. That's one of the reasons they're in Ninja Red. And the D-limonene is great for immunity. Ninja Red is formulated with exotic fruits. It includes the Ninja wolfberry, which is touted for its health benefits. It's from a province in China, similar to the goji berry. Ninja Red helps prevent oxidative stress, and it's a healthy daily supplement. And I am going to show you because I think there are a couple people here who might not have seen the Ninja Red before. It comes in a bottle like this, kind of a wine bottle, that's 26 ounces. And it also comes in these packets that are good for taking with you or sending with the kids to school. You can freeze them, great in the summertime to make like a cooling slushy. There are also Ninja infused products like Zing that is an energy drink that you can replace the icky energy drinks with. There's also Nitro that's kind of like a five-hour power shot, only it doesn't have anything harmful in it. It's got naturally occurring caffeine. And then I think that's it for the Ninja. So that's the third principle, flooding our body with nutrients. And I've taught in the past that 1 ounce a day is good, but I've been reading a little more, and the packets come in 2 ounces, and that's kind of an indication that 2 ounces is probably what we should be doing each day. I tend to be pretty frugal, so I've been limiting myself to 1 ounce a day. But I've been doing a lot of research on balancing blood sugar. And one of the videos I just watched talked about doing up to 4 to 6 ounces a day, and they have seen some progress with people with diabetes types 1 and 2, that it's really helping to balance them out. There were also 3 oils that are really good for balancing blood sugar. They're the 3 C's: cinnamon, coriander, and clove are 3 good ones. Both cinnamon and clove are in the Thieves essential oil, and there is a vitality version of that that you can drink or ingest, drink it in tea. And then there's an oil that is very similar to cinnamon. I don't think it's a species of cinnamon or anything, but it reacts like cinnamon, and it's called Ocotea, O-C-O-T-E-A. And it is in the oil called Sleek Essence that is actually meant to drink. It's part of the Sleek weight loss line, and that's because it does help reduce cravings also, but it tastes great. I drink it sometimes, like if I'm going to be somewhere that I don't have food available to me, I drink it so that it keeps my cravings down and so that I'm not miserable during the whole thing. But so anyway, if you can, drink a little more Ninja Red. It's got all those benefits. Balancing blood sugar is a big one. The fourth core of the core 5 is avoiding toxins so we aren't compromising quality for beauty. And that's where the Savvy Minerals makeup comes in. We don't have to compromise quality for beauty or subject our body to toxins by using makeup that contains parabens. So when you see on the labels anything with methyl, propyl, ethyl, or butyl in it, that's a paraben. And a lot of makeups and things also include talcs, bismuth, lead, mercury, and mineral oil, and those are all things you don't really want to subject your body to or your skin. I've been using Savvy Minerals for 2 to 3 years now. My skin is in much better shape than it has been my entire life, and I'm in my 50s now. It actually protects your skin from the dirt and grime that sometimes you're taking off at the end of the day. So I highly recommend it, and there is a Savvy kit available to become a member of Young Living as well. And as a member of Young Living, you can buy the kits on a one-time order as if you were joining as a new member. So I'm trying to keep it kind of short tonight because I want you all to be able to talk too. But and we always learn so much from each other during these classes. It's going to be a little harder tonight, but we'll try. But I want to go more in depth about CBD. As of February 1st, you can now become a member of Young Living with a CBD kit. And the things that come in the kit are, got them here, a citrus CBD drop, the Calm roller, and the muscle rub. So you can get the lower version of that. So it's 500 milligram CBD oil, 300 milligram Calm roller, and 300 milligram muscle rub. And the kit is the same as the oil kit, $165. Now you can get the higher versions, which is double the milligrams, and then the kit is $250. But that gets you started with Young Living and allows you to buy all the other Young Living products for 24% off, just as if you had bought the essential oil kit, the thieves kit, or the ninja kit, the savvy kit. The other exciting thing, really exciting thing, is that we can now order CBD on our ER orders and get the promos. So that applies toward the promos each month, where depending how much you spend, you get anywhere from, like, I don't know, 1 to 6, 7, 8 oils free each month. And you also get points each month, anywhere from 10 to 25%, depending how long you've been on Essential Rewards. And that goes toward free stuff later on. And $1 equals a point. So yeah, I was just checking out texts, see if anybody needs anything. So before I go into the CBD in pretty good depth, I'll show you what the promos are this month. So if you're on ER and you spend $100, you get a free cedarwood. Cedarwood is good for relaxation, so it's a good one to put in a nighttime rollerball along with lavender. I use lavender, cedarwood, and one of the V oils, either valerian, vetiver, or valor, in Matt's roller at bedtime that he puts on his big toes so that he doesn't snore and wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. The 190 PV promo is geranium. And so if you're on ER, you would get both geranium and cedarwood. If you're not on ER and you spend $190, just on whatever you want as a one-time order, you will still get the geranium. And at the 250 PV promo, you'll also get ylang-ylang, so that's 3 oils. And this one goes out of stock sometimes, so we're really lucky to get it free and put it in our oily stash. At 300 PV, you get Rutavala. That's one of the pre-made roll-ons. So this one does already have carrier oil on it. You just open it up and use it. Rutavala, it's a combination of valerian that I mentioned and Ruta, which is another separate oil. And it's, again, good for bedtime and relaxing, and I'm sure a host of other things. Anyone who's gotten their kit probably has an EOPR, and I forgot to go grab one to bring right here with me, but that's a wealth of information and tells you how to use your oils and all about the oils. This month, there's a 400 PV promo, and that is the Seed to Seal kit. And it has 3 oils in it, in a special 10 ml size. So it has tea tree, peppermint, and lavender in it in a 10 ml size. And it's kind of a commemorative box, but I don't know. If you need them, you use them. No reason to leave them hanging around in the cabinet. So that is it for the promos, and I'm going to get into CBD now. So this is in support of the 5th core concept for taking care of yourself, and that's all about achieving balance in our bodies. This information came from Erin Rogers, and I love the way she presented it. Erin Rogers is, one of the people that I follow who's been with Young Living for probably about the same amount of time I have, but she's done really well with it and does a lot of videos and things, very informative. So here's what she said. She tells us what CBD is and why does farming matter. So starting out with what CBD is. It's part of the hemp plant, and a hemp plant contains over 113 chemical constituents, and some of them are called cannabinoids, which is CBD. These bind to receptors in the endocannabinoid system that I'm going to refer to from here on out, called the ECS. And that particular body system, just like any other system in our bodies, regulates different processes within our body. It regulates appetite, memory, mood, digestion, sleep, the peripheral nervous system, and more systems that are all regulated by the endocannabinoid system, the ECS. So these neurotransmitters are found throughout your body, and they're found in your brain, your organs, your connective tissues, glands, immune cells, and in each tissue, the endocannabinoid performs a different task, but the goal is always the same. So just like with essential oils, we find the CBD receptors are trying to help our body achieve homeostasis. And that's where balance comes in. Homeostasis in our body is equivalent to balance in our body. And I always tell people, when you use essential oils, if you don't have enough go in your system, that oil is not going to swing you to where you have too much go. And firstly, if you have too little go in your system and you start using Digize or one of the awesome blends for tummy stuff, it's not going to swing you to where you don't have enough go. So these natural things truly bring balance to your body. They're not going to swing you too far one way or the other. So the same idea, it's the same idea with CBD. It brings you into the balance, and that's what we're seeking in our body. It's not swinging the pendulum one way or the other, and bringing on other symptoms and issues. So CBD itself refers to the cannabidiol, which is just one of the chemical compounds that's found in hemp. However, it's one of the most highly regarded for its therapeutic benefits. So it's the one people are really looking for out of the hemp plant, and the one that people want, and it gives you the best systemic response for finding that balance in your body. So let's talk about THC, because there's a lot of confusion out there about CBD versus THC. So that's something you hear about all the time when it comes to CBD, but they're both from the hemp plant, but they don't have to go hand in hand. So someone in our oily community described it as, when it comes to marijuana, THC, which is kind of a sister plant, well, marijuana is the sister plant to the hemp plant. THC puts the doob in the doobie. And that's one of the things that, you know, people are concerned about. So it's the thing that gives you the euphoric high. It also does other things like causing an increased heart rate, coordination issues, dry mouth, slow reaction times, memory loss, or red eyes. And all of that can happen if THC is present in your processed CBD. But here's what happens. THC is just one of the other compounds that present in the hemp plant. Just like CBD is present, so is the THC. So when they process the plant, I've actually heard two schools of thought on this. One is when they raise the plants, they remove the males, and that's when the hemp plant produces THC. But Aaron talked about how they process the CBD plant, how they process the hemp plant. So you want to make sure you preserve all the CBD and exclude the THC in the process of working with the plant matter. So you have a clean finished product that does not have the THC present. So as long as it's not present, you're not going to test for it, which means you're not, if it's got 0 THC, and Young Livings has even less than what the FDA allows, you're not going to test positive in a drug test with Nature's Ultra CBD. But you also don't have the bad side effects that can come along with the THC. So it's really important that you scrutinize your CBD oil, because all companies are not as rigorous as Nature's Ultra and Young Living in the processing of their CBD oil. Nature's Ultra is THC free, and they do both internal and external lab certification processes to make sure of that process all along, so you don't need to worry about it. The way to see that for sure is there's always a lot number on the CBD, and you can go to the Nature's Ultra website, type in that lot number, and they will actually show you the reports that it doesn't have THC, heavy metals, pesticides, all the things that we look for that we don't want to introduce into our bodies. So now let's talk about infusing the CBD with essential oils, because there's benefits to that. Here's what happens. When you create a CBD isolate from a hemp plant, the CBD isolate is actually a crystalline powder. It's not a liquid. You do this really specific and precise extraction process, and there's a lot of science that goes into this. You can look it up online if you want to see more about the extraction process. It's everywhere. So that you do the extraction process so that you have the powder left over at the end. And you're removing all of the oils, waxes, chlorophyll, and everything from the hemp plant to have just the powder remaining. I'm just going to hit mute all here for a second. And you guys can, I can unmute everybody at the end. So with this isolate base, which is the powder, you don't have THC present, but because you've removed so much of the other stuff from the plant, you also lack the terpenes, flavonoids, and cannabinoids that were originally in the plant matter. And some of that synergistic and body response is lost in the process. So that could result in the CBD being somewhat less effective. So the key things that are missing at this point are the terpenes. And I've learned this at convention. I've gone to the science of essential oils class a couple times, and it's pretty interesting, a little above my head, but I'm trying to understand why they work. So we want terpenes to be a part of the CBD that results from this extraction process. So what happens is Nature's Ultra CBD is made up of a very precise combination of the CBD power isolate, and it's mixed with essential oils. And the isolate is suspended in the drops in MCT oil. And MCT oil also has really good benefits. Now the other products, the Muscle Rub and the Calm Roll-On, have different carriers because you use them differently. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So a different specific carrier blend is used for the rollers and the Muscle Rub. I just said that, to make it more of an ointment feel as you rub it on. All of the CBD oils have essential oils added back into the blend because essential oils are full of terpenes. So there we go. It puts them back in the CBD in a good way. So that's one of the chemical constituents that's so highly present in essential oils. So some very specific ones have been grabbed and used in these blends to add the necessary terpenes back in. So you can get the full systemic response without the THC. This is crucial and extremely unique in the marketplace. Other companies are probably going to start including essential oils in their brands if they haven't already, and yeah, I've seen them. But the key is we know that our oils are pure. In Young Living, they're the purest essential oils on the planet, and I totally trust anything with our essential oils to help it be as effective as possible. So the three things that are in the CBD drops are citrus, cinnamon, and what's the other one? Sandy's talking to me, but I've got you muted. So anyway, there are three. And then the Calm Roller has a blend of the things that help calm you down. So let's talk about the farming, because that is really, really important in the Young Living world. The hemp plant itself is known as a very small class of plants that are phytoremedial. And phytoremedial plants are known to clean the soil. And these plants were used in places like Chernobyl or places where groundwater or soil has been contaminated. In particular, hemp is fast growing, doesn't require much water, and is essentially unaffected by the presence of toxins. So as the deep roots are sucking the toxins out of the soil, it doesn't kill the plant. The plant can still thrive despite the presence of all of this. So why does that matter? Because it always matters where our products are being grown. Where the plants, if you don't know where your plants are being grown, that's why you see CBD on the sign at the gas station or in the strip mall. But I'm not going to buy CBD from the gas station because it's just disgusting to think about where it might come from, and I don't even want to think about where it came from for it to be priced the way it is. And I definitely don't need that concentration of chemicals in my body. or even take the chance that those chemicals are there. It's just horrible for you. So our hemp is farmed at a farm in Colorado, and you might wonder how, you know, a farm in Colorado hasn't been touched by chemicals, and that's because the farmers that are farming it now are fourth generation hemp farmers. So, you know, if you think about a generation going back 20 years, we're talking at least 80 years, and pesticides weren't as prevalent then. And we know that soil is clean, and I'm positive that it's been tested. So they've been doing this for a long time. They use organic processes to grow their hemp, so you know it's clean. And in clean soil, it's going to be a clean product for you. One of the important things to understand in the hemp market is the hemp plant grows, then it's harvested, then it's dried. So what we find is that all across the US, and some companies consider it a bragging point, that they're keeping farmers in business by revitalizing their land with a hemp crop to replace other crops that are not thriving like they used to, like tobacco, for instance. I'm glad that the tobacco industry is not thriving anymore. There are so many people who have been affected from the effects of tobacco. But they're saying that they're letting the farmers make money from their land again. The problem is tobacco is known to be one of the highest, most sprayed plants, second only to corn and soy, I think. And because of that, imagine what the soil is like. I'm not thrilled about putting hemp in my body that's come from that environment. So while it's wonderful that the deep roots of the hemp plant can pull toxins from contaminated soil, we don't want that, because contaminated plants produce contaminated products. With Young Living and Nature's Ultra CBD, you can be sure it's all clean and safe. So I already described the products that are offered. The CBD drops, the Calm Roller Ball, and the Muscle Rub. You can either, so the dosing of the CBD drops, obviously the Calm Roller, you roll it on your wrist, back of your neck, wherever you need it. And the Muscle Rub you would apply wherever you need it. But the dosing of the CBD can be done a number of ways. There's microdosing, where you can do a part of a dropper in the morning and in the evening, and then just keep bumping up the dose until you find your optimum dose. Or you can do it by weight. And I have a chart that we can't even find online anymore, but that shows like where you should start by weight. And I've also got some other instructions for dosing if you're not quite sure where to start. So in the oil, in the CBD oil, the dropper, there's only 4 ingredients. There's the CBD isolate, the MCT carrier oil that I mentioned, essential oils, and stevia. And it's kind of strange that stevia would be in a topical product, but let's leave it at that. There are other ways that you can use it. The Calm Roller comes in 300 and 600 milligrams. You can use it for stress or just when you need to rest. So you don't necessarily need to use it at night. You can use it whenever you need it. And the Muscle Rub comes in 300 and 600 milligram. I've actually ordered the 600 milligram to try for Matt, my husband. He really likes the 300 milligram, but I'm thinking that the 600 milligram he's really gonna like. And yes, Muscle Rub, you know, you get it, muscles. So that pretty much wraps up the class for tonight. anyone who's not a member and is interested in being a member, I have essential oil kits on hand. I would love to meet with you if you're interested in something else, if you're interested in one of the other core 5 things, or if you just want to talk about your wellness. I've been doing this for 5 years and I just really want to help people. So we'll get wrapped up, and again, remember that you can order your CBD on your ER order now. There are also Vitality drops that just came out at the kickoff at the end of January, and they've got electrolytes in them, just like, you know, a Gatorade or something like that, but Gatorade has lots of yuck in it that you don't want. So these, you just put a tiny squirt in water and it completely changes the flavor. There's lavender, lemon, and then grapefruit bergamot, I believe. And I've got them both. If you want to try it before you buy it, I'm happy to share. So I am going to unmute everybody, and if you have any questions or want to talk about anything, we can open it up and share. Anybody?
I think the other flavor was mint.
Oh, yes.
CBD oil.
Yep. Peppermint, citrus, and cinnamon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sandy.
That's because I use it.
Yeah, I know. You have actually been using CBD longer than anybody I know.
Oh, okay.
So you've got the experience, and I think you're hooked, right?
I'm hooked.
Yep.
I'm hooked. I think I am going up to higher milligram the next time.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing the lower, so I think I'll go up to the higher.
Yeah, and do you use the drops?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I've been using just a half a dropper in the mornings.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, if you're thinking about going to the higher milligram, you might even think about doing it twice a day instead and see if that helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I do, is a half a dropper a day. That's what I found works for me. And then I use the calm roller on my neck and on my wrists at night.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
What do you feel like it's done, Tammy?
Pardon?
What do you feel like it has done for you?
So it like I was saying before, it's about balance. And I had my hot flashes under control, and it's something that I've changed, and my hot flashes are back at just like at night. But it actually, the last couple nights I've tried to be more diligent about taking the CBD and using it before I go to bed, and I think they're improving again.
Yeah.
I find it helps with my joint pain and my arthritis. I mean, I have not had to take like any pain medicine that the doctor would prescribe since I started it. So
that's
it
great.
works for me.
I'll have to try it for that.
It's very good, because there is a lot of extra stuff and pain medication that is not good for you. So if the CBD oil is working for you, that is wonderful. And I wish a lot more people would get the knowledge about it, because a lot of people they're putting CBD in the category of pot, if you will. They're not getting that knowledge. CBD is totally different than what they're thinking it is for.
Right. And that goes back to why they, made it a scheduled drug to begin with. they just didn't, they didn't portray it correctly all those years ago. And now
Right.
they're really trying to get the word out there.
And I think they are. I think they're doing, you know, it's getting better as it goes, and as they're getting more of the ins and outs of it. And I think people are starting to come around to it and try it, which I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear.
exactly. And that's why I really wanted to go into kind of the background of it and what the difference between CBD and THC are.
But you did very good. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, anybody else have questions or comments about what I said, or just about usage?
I want to know, do you have to purchase one of the kits? Can I just say, like, I'm out of cinnamon? Can I just like call you up and say, hey, can you order me some cinnamon? Or do I have to be a member?
Well, there's a retail account, but when you're a member, you get 24% off the retail prices.
Okay.
And when you buy a kit, the cost is right around 50% off the retail prices.
Okay.
So it really benefits you. Now, if you're already an oil user and you already get the concept and you're using them every day, that's a little bit of a different situation than someone who wants to order just one oil thinking that it's going to help them.
Right.
So
make
yeah,
my
we
own
can talk.
deodorant. Okay. Well, I make my own deodorant because there's a lot of stuff in deodorant that
Right.
is not good. So I've been, probably for the past 6 years, I've been making my own deodorant. I make my own face wash, and I do use essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know a lot about the essential oils, but I don't always have Young Living on hand. Don't get mad.
Yeah. Yeah, Young Living has come out with a couple really good deodorants. I was making my own too, for the first couple years. And then I decided to try the Young Living because, for one thing, it's got a white base, and I was finding that my homemade deodorant was leaving, bentonite clay stains on my clothes. And I really like the Young Living, and I've actually detoxed now to the point where if I don't wear deodorant one day, I don't even smell myself, because
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. Now, probably if I were working out hard or was out in the sun, that might be a little different, but on a normal day-to-day basis, I've been successful in
But like you
detoxing.
said, right, but like you said, you're detoxing. You got those toxins out of you, so therefore, that gets rid of a lot of junk in our body. So you don't have that funky smell, which
Right.
is great.
That's right. And what it does to your lymph nodes scares me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, all's quiet, so I'm gonna let you guys off of here. Thank you so much for joining me this way. I'm glad it worked out for a lot of people who were planning to attend the class anyway. And I don't know what the weather's like out there, but we're all comfy cozy at home.
Thank you,
Glad I don't
Tammy.
have to drive in it. Thanks.
Okay, thank
Thanks.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.